وألا يجعل فينا ولا منا ولا حولنا شقيا ولا محروما. And Wednesday we talk about Sirah al-Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, biography of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the phases of da'wah that Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam had in his life of da'wah and the life of risalah. And we talked about the secret phase of da'wah, da'wah sirriya. And today inshallah we start with the new phase of da'wah, which is ad-da'watu al-jahriyah, da'wah in public. أنزل الله عز وجل على نبينا صلى الله عليه وسلم قوله تعالى وأنذر عشيرتك الأقربين واخفض جناحك لمن اتبعك من المؤمنين فإن عصوك فقل إني بريء مما تعملون. يقول ابن عباس رضي الله عنهما لما نزلت هذه الآيات وأنذر عشيرتك الأقربين, which means warn your closest relatives. واخفض جناحك لمن اتبعك من المؤمنين, literally it means lower your wing, which is, be kindful, show the kindness towards your followers. فإن عصوك, if they disobey you, فقل إني بريء مما تعملون, if all people ignore you, deny your da'wah, deny your message, say I'm free of all of your actions. I have nothing to do with you and I'll focus on my ibadah, even if I will be the only believer in the world. It doesn't matter, because as we know in the hadith that يوم القيامة يأتي النبي ومعه الرجلان ويأتي النبي ومعه الثلاثة ويأتي النبي ومعه النفر الواحد ويأتي النبي وليس معه أحد. Some prophets, they come with 3 people, others they come 2 persons or 2 people, and one of them he comes with 1 person, and others they might come and there is no follower with them. Nobody followed the Prophet, and the Prophet struggled. He faced a lot of struggles, a lot of problems, difficulties, but he kept doing his da'wah. But because he knows that he's in the truth. If you know that you're in the truth, it doesn't matter the number follow you. It doesn't matter. As long as you're in the truth. It doesn't matter how many person encourage you. It doesn't matter how many person support you. The most important thing that you're on the truth and you stay on the truth. You remain on the truth. You fight to stay on the truth. It doesn't matter if the whole world is against you. And this is غربة Islam. غربة Islam. يعني غربة, the stranger. The person becomes a stranger in a community, that all the community, they find him a stranger because he's unique. He's following something new. It doesn't belong to their, tribes, to their customs, to their traditions of the old days. And he's against all of these, these teachings, which is against the nature, against al-fitrah. Nabi alayhi salam قال بدأ الإسلام غريبا وسيعود غريبا. Islam started as a stranger religion, and it will return at the end of times, غريبا as well, stranger as well. فطوبى للغرباء. The best places, the best ranks, the most virtual people are those strangers. So why not? If I'm one of the strangers, because of my thawb, because of the way I'm dressing, the way I eat, the halal food, and I stay away from the haram, I stay away from the usury, I stay away from this and that, and I have limits in my life. And I follow Prophet ﷺ, and I follow his way, the way of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ. And some people, they say, all people, they do that. And I hear this word a lot. When you tell someone something, he tells you, Yahi, all people, they go to so-and-so place and they buy from it and they eat it. Why not? And all Muslims, they buy so-and-so at so-and-so time and we celebrate it. Why? I think you understand me, okay? So, we don't know the truth from people. We know the truth from the source of the truth. The source of the truth, we have it, alhamdulillah, and it's preserved till the day of judgment, the Quran and Sunnah al-Nabi alayhi salatu wassalam. Nothing will change. Allah Azza wa Jal أنزل هذه الآيات. فلما نزلت هذه الآيات صعد النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام جبل الصفا. Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام ascended the mountain of Safa, and he called Butun Quraysh. Butun Quraysh, the tribes of Quraysh. Quraysh is a main tribe. It has, branches. فقال يا بني فهر يا بني عدي, O son of Fihr, O son of Adi, come here, come together. فجاءوا حتى من لم يستطع المجيء أرسل رسولا. يعني if someone was unable to come, he sent a messenger, someone to see what happened. Why Muhammad, alayhi salatu wasalam, Prophet Muhammad, is calling people, because they know who's Muhammad. They called him in the pre-Islam, they called him what? As-Sadiqul Amin. So As-Sadiq, the most truthful, the most honest, he's going to tell us something valuable, something people they need. So we need to listen to Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So when he called them, alayhi salatu wasalam, قال لهم أرأيتكم لو أخبرتكم أن جيشا بهذا الوادي من وراء هذا الوادي يريد أن يغير عليكم أكنتم مصدقين? If I tell you that there is an army, enemy behind this valley or mountain, whatever, they plan to come to you, to attack you and to demolish you, are you going to believe me? They said, yes. ما جربنا عليك إلا صدقا. The only thing we know about you is the truthfulness, ya Muhammad. Till here is good, because everything is okay, nothing new. So they are compliant with Prophet Muhammad alayhi salam in all walks of life, everything. They believe in him, they trust him and everything. So فقال لهم النبي عليه الصلاة والسلام فإني نذير لكم بين يدي عذاب شديد. I'm a warner from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who sent me before the day of judgment to warn you against his punishment. If the person doesn't believe in him, he receives a severe punishment from Allah Azza wa Jal. فقال أبو لهب, who's the uncle of the Prophet عليه الصلاة والسلام, فقال له تبا لك سائر اليوم يا محمد ألهذا جمعتنا؟ يعني may you be perished all the day. It's for that reason you gather us to tell us that you have this something, which is a religion, that you call it a religion or worshiping, whatever you call it, da'wah, whatever. فأنزل الله عز وجل قوله تبارك وتعالى تبت يدا أبي لهب وتب ما أغنى عنه ماله وما كسب. Al-ayat, that Abu Lahab is the one who will be perished. His hands and he himself will be perished, and he will be burned by this blazing fire, and to the end of the verses. So the beginning of da'wah, Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, we understand something from this situation. Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he did not start the da'wah in public by himself. When did he start it? After the order of Allah Azza wa Jal. So everything Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is doing, it's a revelation from Allah. We believe in that. Everything Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam is doing, everything Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam said in Sharia, in ahkam sharia, and in everything, it's a revelation from Allah. If you believe in that, the acceptance of sunnah will become easy for you. Because some people, when you talk to them about sunnah, statements of the Prophet, actions of the Prophet, he says, Ya akhi, that was at his time, alayhi salatu wassalam. It doesn't work today. Zakat al-fitr, dealing with people, community, and so on and so forth. All of the walks of life, they say, Ya akhi, that was at the time of the Prophet ﷺ. Time changed. It's just, when you have good morals, you become a good Muslim, that's it. If you do not accept Sunnah al-Nabi ﷺ as a source of this religion, I'm not sure that the person becomes a true believer. Because it's a condition that you follow Allah, you follow His Messenger. And if you follow Allah, you have to follow His Messenger. مَن يُطِعِ الرَّسُولَ فَقَدْ أَطَاعَ اللَّهِ. If you follow the Messenger ﷺ, you truly follow Allah Azza wa Jal. قُلْ إِن كُنْتُمْ تُحِبُّونَ اللَّهَ فَاتَّبِعُونِي. If you truly love Allah Azza wa Jal, so Allah told the Prophet ﷺ to tell people to follow him. If you truly love the Prophet ﷺ, love Allah Azza wa Jal, you have to follow Prophet Muhammad ﷺ footsteps, and that's the evidence you love Allah Azza wa Jal. You want to be the true believer, the true Muslim. Okay, so Prophet ﷺ, he started a da'wah after the order. وَأَنذِرْ عَجْ, start warning your people. And once he got the order, he did it. And that tells you how Prophet ﷺ was making the best efforts to deliver the deen. He didn't think about the reaction of people. He didn't say, what will Quraysh say about me? What the tribes will say about me? I think it's going to take more time. But let's go to the chief tribes. No, Prophet ﷺ didn't hesitate in starting the da'wah this way. And Prophet ﷺ, he gives us principles in this da'wah. When he started standing on the mountain of Safa, everyone is looking at him. We learn great things in da'wah from this situation. First thing, we learn the definition of the prophethood. What is the definition of the prophethood? Why did messengers came? Prophet ﷺ, when he defined himself, he said, فَإِنِّي نَذِيرٌ لَكُمْ. I am a warner for you. So all the Quran came to warn us. And all Sunnah came to warn us. Why do we pray? To stay away from the hellfire and to get the Jannah. You know, to get the best thing that Allah prepared for us. So it's a warning from Allah Azza wa Jal. So that's the definition of da'wah. If you do the good things, you get the best things. If you do the evil things, you go to the evil places. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from hellfire and to give us Jannah. Allahumma ameen. So this definition of da'wah is very clear. I have a goal. I'm warning you. And that's when I give a nasiha to someone, I warn him because I love him. I love him. And this love doesn't protect people. But what protects people is their actions. And that's why in another narration, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he narrates that Prophet ﷺ, when he stood, he said, Ya ma'shara Quraysh, Ya ma'shara bani Abdul Muttalib, Ya ma'shara bani Hashim, Ya Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib, Ya Safiya bint Abdul Muttalib, Ya Fatima bint Muhammad, i'malu falan ughni ankum min Allahi shay'a. He's calling everyone, even he called his families. He called his uncle, he called his auntie, he called his daughter, Fatima radiallahu anha. He says to them, work, join this religion, do something to protect you because I can't protect you from anything that comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If the person disbelieves in Allah Azza wa Jalla, he will never be protected. Even if he's my son, even if she's my daughter, even if he's my uncle, even if, it doesn't matter. The most important thing is your action. So that's why Prophet ﷺ, he was warning them. And this warning was based on the love to deliver the deen. Not just to show off. But so Prophet ﷺ started with definition, defining himself as a warner ﷺ. The second thing Prophet ﷺ did, that he stood in a high place. So he's trying to attract people, eyes and attention. And that's what people do today. To give you a lecture, I stand up, I speak in a speaker, we have a member, so everyone is going to look at me like this. In the media as well, you look at their machines. Where do they put their machines and the network for the channels and everything? They put it in the highest places just to have the best network and so on. And that's the media Prophet ﷺ used at that time to attract people, to listen to them. To make them listen to him, alayhi salatu wasalam. This is something else, which is the third principle Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam did, that he made an introduction before he's making his da'wah, which is reminding people with the morals and the characters that people knew about the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam. What did people know about Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam? They know about him that he is the truthful, as-sadiq, al-amin. So he reminded them with this moral, with this character. So if they reject it, if they deny it, they will be contradicted. From where you tell me that I'm the truthful and at the same time you deny me, you ignore my message. So you're contradicted, you contradict with yourself. And that's why he reminded them with this character. And that should be in everyone who's making da'wah. And everyone is leading, a group of people to fix their problems and give them the solutions for their lives and everything. Even in the family, in the one house. I'm going to tell my son something, so I have to have these good characters as well. If I tell him do not smoke and I'm smoking, he's not gonna stop smoking. He's gonna think about it. And watch out, our kids, they're looking at us. They're looking at our deeds. They're looking at our reactions. Even when you speak loudly, he gets this aggressiveness from you as well. And then after a while you say, I don't know why my child is so aggressive. That's because of you. You were aggressive with his mom when you were discussing something and you were shouting and this and that and so on. I don't know why my son said this word, this bad word, because he already said it. Your wife said it. His brother said it. So the environment itself. So I have to show these good characters, not to claim that I have a good character, but truly have this good character in yourself. And that affects you, affects your life. Prophet ﷺ, it was a lifestyle of the Prophet ﷺ to be truthful. He wasn't proclaiming or claiming that he's truthful. He was truly the best or the most truthful ﷺ, the most honest. And that was reflected on his da'wah, was reflected on people who followed him alayhi salatu wasalam. So he reminded them with these good characters. When people know that the person who's speaking is a good character, has good characters, and he's truthful and so on, people will listen to him. People will follow him. But if they know that he's a liar, people will stay away from him. You know? If he is not honest, people will not be gathered around him. And you say, hey, do not listen to this sheikh. He's lying. He's playing with Sharia. He's trying to, spread these ideas amongst the community so that he gets some gains and so on. And people know. People are not stupid. People know. Alhamdulillah. We have brains. We can think. So I have to work on myself first. I believe that if I want to change someone, I have to work on myself first to change that person. If I want to change my wife characters, bad characters, I have to work on myself first in qiyam, layl, husn khuluq, qira'at Quran, dua, and so on and so forth. And then that will affect her because she's going to see that. I want to change my parents who are non-believers or they're not practiced Muslims. I have to work on myself as well to show them how good am I when I practice the religion, when I do this and that and so on. So you set the best example. That's what Prophet ﷺ did. That he was setting the best example, and that's why he depended on that in reminding people with these good morals so that people follow the Prophet ﷺ. And then you find the opposition. You find the opposition from the first day to tell everyone it's not going to be easy. You will find, people oppose you and they will reject your da'wah and they will deny you. Never give up. Never be frustrated. That happened with the Prophet ﷺ from the first day of da'wah when Abu Lahab said to him, تَبَّا لَكَ سَائِرَ الْيَوْمِ. So he opposed the Prophet ﷺ. He insulted the Prophet ﷺ. Did the Prophet ﷺ stop? No, he did not stop. They ignored Tawheed, the monotheism. They ignored the belief in the hereafter. And you have the verses in the Quran. They believe that Allah created everything. But they don't believe that He is the one who's worthy to be worshipped. أَجَعَلَ الْآلِهَةَ إِلَهًا وَاحِدًا. He wants us to worship one God. And so many verses in the Makki surahs that Allah talks about monotheism and how they ignored the principle of monotheism. They believe that Allah created everything, but we worship the idols. We believe that Allah Azza wa Jal had partners like from jinn, and then He gave birth to the angels, and all of these kinds of polytheism, shirkun fil uluhiyyah, in the oneness of Allah Azza wa Jal. And then you find them do not believe in the hereafter. وَقَالُوا مَا هِيَ إِلَّا حَيَاتُنَا الدُّنْيَا وَمَا نَحْنُ بِمَبْعُوثِينَ أَإِذَا كُنَّا عِظَامًا نَخِرًا, and so on. When they refuse the idea of the hereafter and the resurrection and so on, they oppose the idea and the principle of the Messenger himself, alayhi salam. أَبَعَثَ اللَّهُ بَشَرًا رَسُولًا. We don't want someone from human being. So are you angels? To have an angel? You're a human being as well. So it's just claims and oppositions, And they refused Quran, subhanallah. And they said sha'ir, they said kahin and so on. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala challenged to bring Quran like it. They were unable. 10 surahs of the Quran, 1 surah of the Quran. They were unable to make it. They failed to make it just to show the opposition. We learn from that since Prophet ﷺ started his da'wah of al-islah, of having the good community, the beautiful one, with believing in Allah Azza wa Jal, the opposition started, and the da'wah is not going to be easy. And we will see that inshallah in the next steps, how Prophet ﷺ and his companions, they suffered in this phase of da'wah. And subhanallah, sometimes the suffering, the struggles could be something positive. How is that? That the more you suffer, the more people, will talk about you. This man, he's struggling, he's suffering. What's wrong with him? It's truly he's following something strong that affects his life. Like what happens today in Gaza. So many people believed in Allah Azza wa Jalla, became Muslims because of what's happening in Gaza. Wallahi, so many people, they just come to the masjid, they become Muslims, and you have the Gaza Kufi, this scarf, and everything brought them to Islam was just the issue of Gaza. And they never heard about Islam before. Or if they heard about Islam, they just know the terrorism, the terrific ideas and principles, or the media when they talk about the Islamophobia and all of these things, they have a bad image about Islam. But when they heard about them, and when they saw people suffering in Gaza and they still believing in Allah, still making the dua and saying Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakeel, returning to Allah, and they still have halaqat al-Quran today in Gaza. You know, circles of Al-Quran for the kids, they still have it today. Halaqat Al-Quran for women today. They still graduate Huffaz Al-Quran today in Gaza. Under the bombing and the struggle that they have it. Allahu Akbar. What kind of people are they? That's why people, they come to us. So sometimes these struggles could be very positive for the da'wah and for Islam. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alimun hakim. He's the all-knowing. He's the all-wise. Subhanahu wa ta'ala. يَفْعَلُ مَا يَشَاءُ لَا يُسْأَلُ عَمَّا يَفْعَلُ وَهُمْ يُسْأَلُونَ. We don't ask Allah, Ya Allah, why this and that? But we are asked by Allah Azza wa Jalla. We believe, we depend on Allah, we trust in Allah, we never be frustrated. We get always the hope in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us the victory as long as we're on the way of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Inshallah, we continue in the next time. نسأل الله عز وجل أن يغفر لنا وأن يرحمنا وأن يهدينا سواء السبيل. اللهم خذ بنواصينا إليك أخذ الكرام عليك. اللهم أعنا على ذكرك وشكرك وحسن عبادتك. اللهم أنجي إخواننا المستضعفين في غزة وارفع عنهم البأس والضر يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارفع عنهم الجوع. اللهم ارفع عنهم الجوع وارفع عنهم الحصار وأنجهم بفضلك وجودك ومنك وكرمك يا أكرم الأكرمين ويا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم عليك بأعدائك وأعدائهم فإنهم لا يعجزونك. اللهم وحد صفوف المسلمين في كل مكان في السودان وفي سوريا وفي شتى بقاع الأرض يا رب العالمين. واحقن دماءهم واحفظ أعراضهم وذراريهم يا رب العالمين. اللهم ارفع عن البلاد والعباد الفتن ما ظهر منها وما بطن وأنجنا من الغلاء والفقر والجوع يا رب العالمين وردنا إلى دينك مردا جميلا. وصلى وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم والحمد لله رب العالمين.